Episode 1, Discovering Keto for PCOS. Welcome to Noel's Weight Loss Journey podcast, the show where I share the real and raw journey of transforming my body and life. I'm your host, Noel, and in this episode, I will tell you when everything changed for me. But first, a little about me. I've been overweight, obese, all of my life. I have struggled with binge eating, overeating, and picky eating my whole life. I began to develop PCOS around the age of 16. So I knew when I got married that we would need fertility treatments to become pregnant. So when we knew we were ready to start trying, we had to seek help right away, because it could take a while. And we weren't sure how quick it would work. Anyway, so with fertility treatments, we were able to have 2 kids. The oldest now is 13, and the other one is 9. Fast forward to 2017, I was scrolling Facebook and a post in a PCOS group caught my attention. Someone had mentioned the keto diet being suggested for PCOS. So I began my research. I stayed up all night researching and making lists. The next day, I went through our cabinets and fridge to get rid of everything that wasn't keto friendly. I was being strict keto. I came across this doctor from Nashville, Tennessee, Dr. Ken Berry or Ken D. Berry. He has a video on his Facebook of him, at the time it was back, there's many now, of him speaking at a conference about the ketogenic lifestyle. That video was like 2 hours long, but I was so focused I didn't even care about how long it was. But it was extremely informative. Then I had seen this documentary on Netflix. It was called The Magic Pill. And man, it just opened a whole new way of life. And showed how Americans have been brainwashed to not see everything and believe the opposite. Most Americans have been eating and living and believing in the standard American diet. The acronym for that is SAD, SAD. It is sad. And it's a way to keep America sick. It's the money trail. People stay sick. Doctors keep making money. So in July 2017, I began that keto lifestyle at 300 pounds. I was able to track everything through MyFitnessPal. And so in July 2017, I began my keto lifestyle. Along with my husband, I started around 300 pounds. I believe it might have been more than that the month prior when I started cutting out sodas, but it wouldn't be more than 5 pounds over that. I got a notebook and drew out weight loss tracker. I tracking on an app from MyFitnessPal. And in, I would say, about 17 to 18 months, I was able to lose 80 pounds, maybe a little over. And my husband lost 100 pounds in that same time. Men tend to lose faster than women. People would come to me for tips and tricks and what are you doing and sharing your recipes. So I started a Facebook group of mom, and it's titled Getting Healthy with Friends. We share tips, recipes, and everything on there. I even started a recipe book back then, but I never finished it. But maybe one day I'll get around to finishing it. It's been a long journey, and then sometimes it's not. And for me, I have always struggled with binge eating and ARFID, which was why when I said picky eating with quotations, recently I found that it's not just picky eating, it is ARFID. So it is a type of eating disorder. ARFID comes along with my neurodivergence And we can talk about that later in another episode about how being limited on your foods, your safe foods, and the fear of trying new foods and new textures and all of that plays into weight loss and how that can make weight loss even more difficult, and learning how to find your ways around that. These days, keto is looked at like a fad diet. People say, oh, it's not healthy for you because of all the fat you're eating, and people are just brainwashed on fat. Fat does not make you fat, okay? All those processed carbs and sugars, now they sure do. They make you fat. Back in the old days, before we had all these ways to process our foods, how do you think people lived? What did they eat? Did they have a Walmart to go shopping in? No. They had markets. And what did they sell in markets? Whatever they could farm and raise. The proper human standard diet should be real whole foods. Foods that you can grow and raise yourself. Meat, veggies, fruits. There's a lot of fruits that are not considered keto friendly because they are higher in carb count. But doing history and research on it, people ate fruit when it was in season, so it didn't affect them as much. Because think about it. Are you in the winter going to be growing successfully like watermelon, pineapple, bananas? No. What fruits can you grow in the winter? You know? There's too much focus on vegetables and fruits. Everybody's like, oh, did you eat your fruits and vegetables? That's all great and everything for the vitamins and minerals and stuff. But guess what? Meat from animals. Now, let me be a little more specific. Grass-fed, pasture-raised animals. Now, those are also nutrient full of nutrients that you need and the vitamins and minerals. Just remember, you are what you eat. So if you eat trash, you're going to feel and look like trash. Being mindful of what you put into your body, what you consume and eat, will have an effect on your body system that wasn't designed for all this processed stuff. That's why anytime you go to a nutritionist, they will tell you, did you shop in the outer side of the grocery store or the inside of the grocery store? The outside is where you're going to find your real food. The inside of the grocery store is where you're going to find the processed stuff that wrecks your body, your insulin, your everything. Okay, your endocrine system. And then you've got to have your brain and gut health in check too, because those match. Keto is great for people who like the low-carb vegetable options and lots of meat, which includes seafood. I was very limited with my safe foods. So for me, grilled chicken, steak, ground beef. Let's see, not all pork. So I don't like pork chops either. So some people will eat those because they're cheaper. You can buy a lot, and that's keto friendly. But for me, I had to find what works for me, and so do you. Find what works for you and your body, and just stay consistent and trust the process. And at the end of 2018, I was about 220. I was fluctuating between 215 and 220. The holidays hit, then something happened. And if you're interested in what happens next, you're going to have to come back for episode 2 of this podcast. So if you enjoyed listening to this podcast, don't forget to follow, subscribe, share, like, comment, whatever options are available from the channel or avenue you're listening from or watching from. Do all the things so you don't miss an episode. I'll be on all platforms. You can find me at NoelsWeightlossJourney. Thank you for listening or watching. Keep pushing, stay strong, and I'll catch you in the next episode. See you soon.